Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Right now we are getting ready to do our first show of the year down at Messick's in Pennsylvania. These two splitters are heading down there, but before they get loaded up, I wanted to go over some of the differences of them with you. This right in front of me here is our 35 SHO with the optional Kubota diesel on it, and behind me is the 35 SHO box wedge machine, also with the optional Kubota diesel. So from a distance, these machines look very similar, obviously aside from the color. Over here is our 35 SHO with the traditional wedge system, and here is our 35 SHO with the box wedge system. Both of these machines were ordered with the optional aluminum wheels, as you can see, and both of these were ordered with the optional Kubota diesel. So I wanted to give you guys a close-up of both of these machines, show you the similarities, and then the key differences between our traditional splitting system and our box wedge system. To throw another machine in the mix, this over here is a 35 SHO as well, but this one you can see has the standard Honda V-twin gas engine on it. This one also has the standard wheels and tires on it, not the upgraded aluminum rims. So I'll go over some quick features that are standard on the 35-ton SHO traditional splitter machine. You can see here that we have our wedges stacked right now. We won't split like that, but for shipping, we will send the 6-way and the 4-way just stacked like this. A super high output comes with the 4-way wedge and the 6-way wedge when you order it the traditional style like this. 12-bolt push block. And we've got the big bore fast split cylinder on this. Since this has the upgraded optional Kubota diesel on it, here we've got the diesel control panel. And on the diesel machines, we use a 38 gallon per minute hydraulic pump, and we use a Galtech hydro control valve setup whenever we are using the 38 gallon per minute pump. All of the high output and super high output machines have the aluminum sorting table on the back. It functions just as well as the steel does, and there's no performance difference between the two, but the weight is a little bit less, and that helps us keep a more balanced towing configuration. We want a little bit more tongue weight in the front, so we have the aluminum sorting table out back. All of the HOs and the SHOs use an in-house made aluminum hydraulic oil tank with a cartridge style filter underneath of this cover. Here we've got the hydraulic oil fill cap, and here we've got the combination sight glass temperature gauge. Back to the controls, you can see that we have the splitter controls here. This does have auto cycle on it. So if we want to auto cycle and auto return, we'll hit both of these forward. And once it goes all the way full stroke, one will kick off, it'll go all the way back, the other one will kick off. We also have hydraulic wedge height adjustment, and we have the hydraulic log lift here. And you can see we've got that folded up in transport mode right now. Again, the traditional SHO comes with the 4-way wedge and the 6-way wedge. You can get an optional 12-way wedge for this, and you can also remove these wedges completely to just use a single split, a 2-way wedge. So I'll move now from this traditional SHO over to the SHO box wedge machine, and you'll be able to see the beam differences right away. So you can see our box wedge is a fixed single position, and there is no traditional wedge that's part of the beam like it is on our traditional 35 SHO over there. Additionally, the box wedge beam itself is thicker, and we use a much bigger push block, as you can see on the box wedge machine. This will give you a good visual of the beam. And on the traditional SHO machine. So the beams on all of our splitters are not just a traditional I-beam or traditional run-of-the-mill H-beam. These are all cut, fabricated, and welded here in-house. And we take a lot of pride in building these beams, and you can see the quality of the welds on this thing. This machine has been run out in the yard already, so you can see we've got a little bit of paint wear here already, and that's normal. We are using the bronze self-lube slides on both machines, but again, you can see here on the box wedge machine, they are bigger, because this top plate on the beam is thicker. The standard 35 SHO box wedge machine comes with a Honda V-twin gas engine on it. This one has the optional Kubota engine with the 38 gallon per minute pump. And since we're using that 38 gallon per minute pump with this diesel engine, we are also using that hydro control Galtech valve on this machine. This is the same valve setup that we use on the traditional SHO over there, but you can see that we do not use the wedge height because we don't have wedge height adjustment on this machine. So we've got our 2 levers for auto cycle, and then we've got our log lift here. And this has got the same log lift as the other machine. You can see it's folded up. One of the main things I really wanted to explain with this video was the difference between the wedge systems. As I mentioned earlier, the traditional SHO has hydraulic adjustable wedge height on it, comes standard with a 4-way and a 6-way wedge, and of course you can run it without those wedges to run a 2-way wedge on it. The 2-way wedge on the traditional SHO and the HO is welded part of the beam. So you can't put a box wedge onto a traditional SHO splitter. Now over here on the SHO box wedge machine, we can put a traditional wedge on here, and in fact, the SHO box wedge machine does come with a drop-in 2-way wedge that has a height adjustable 4-way wedge on it. But that height adjustability on that 4-way wedge is via a bolt and nut. So if you're gonna run the traditional wedge, you won't have that hydraulic height adjustment. The standard box wedge size that comes with the machine is 3.5 by 3.5. We make a 3 by 3, a 4 by 4, a 4.5 by 4.5, and there's a couple of custom ones that we've been testing out as well. But when you order your machine, the standard wedge would be 3.5 by 3.5, unless you tell us otherwise. I wanted to show you guys how the box wedge goes in and out of this machine. You can see here we've got this pin. There is a kind of flange on it this side, so it can't push through all the way. And then on the other side of it, we have a clip that goes through that pin. So if we wanted to change the box wedge out, I would pull this returner arm out. You can see right now it doesn't quite clear the wedge. So slide that out of the push block. Then you would come down here, pull this clip out, slide the big pin out, and then the box wedge just lifts out. And a while ago we started labeling these things with the laser. So you can see this one is the 4x4 box wedge. So it says 4 inches on it. The 35 SHO box wedge machine does include that 2-way traditional wedge, like I was saying. This is basically the same as our optional HO and SHO wedge holder for the traditional machine, this part here. But here you can see we have a 2-way wedge that has kind of a flange on it. Here is the pin, and here is the clip. So this would drop in place of that box wedge. And then you can see here the 4-way wedge is on this currently, and we have this bolt and nut here for height adjustment. There is an optional 6-way traditional wedge for this machine and an optional 12-way traditional wedge for this machine. On all of them, the height adjustment is via this bolt and nut. Typically the guys that are buying the box wedge machines are making a lot of bundle wood, a lot of smoker wood, smaller wood splits, and they'll put in something like this to do boiler wood on a rare occasion. So I covered the basic differences between the box wedge machine and the traditional machine. Now I'm going to show you guys what this Kubota diesel engine upgrade entails. Here you can see we've got an in-house made diesel fuel tank. We have got a supply here, we've got a return here, we've got a fuel gauge on the cap there. And then of course here is our Kubota D902 3-cylinder diesel engine, married to a 38 gallon per minute pump. Here we've got our air filter, canister style, and the muffler owner's manual we got down here. This uses 2 fuel filters on it. There is a fuel filter before the main engine, and then there is also a spin-on fuel filter here. Here's one of the bleeders. There is another bleeder back here. And these engines do also come with a block heater. And I'll show you where that is. It's hanging right back here, kind of hidden, but there you can see it. So if you're going to be running this in the extreme cold, you can plug that in. A little bit easier on the engine starting in the cold climate, but we did just do a cold start video with this exact machine, and we started it up at 2 degrees without using the block heater, and it actually started quite well. Engine controls are the last thing I want to go over because the diesel is a little bit different from the gas engine. Here we've got a remote control box basically. We've got our tachometer, we've got warning lights for voltage, glow plugs, oil pressure, temperature, and then these 2 are just not used. And then we've got our ignition key. The ignition key has a feature in it that once you already crank it to start, I won't start it, but I'm just going to click it once. Once you do that, now you can't try to start it again. So if you ever try to crank one of these and start it and it didn't start the first time, you do have to turn it back off to hit that ratcheting spot in the ignition switch. And if you heard that loud click just now, that was the fuel shutoff solenoid, which is this guy right here. All right, I'm gonna talk about this throttle control quick before I start this thing up. These throttle controls are actually kind of neat because you can use them in 2 different ways. You can do a kind of a fine tune adjust throttle by going like this. And as we turn this counterclockwise, we are increasing the RPM. And that turns really freely and nicely right now. Behind here, there is actually a, basically a lock. So we can turn this and we can tighten this. And if we do that, it makes this harder to move. So if you get dialed into where you wanna be, you can just tighten this up. This also does have a push button lock here as well. So I'm going to loosen this back to the release part, and if I push this button in, I can go wide open, and when I'm done, I can go back to idle just like that. But if I have this tight, then I can't, it's very difficult to try and move this. So keep that in mind. If it's hard to move your throttle, release this lock here, and then you can move it a lot easier. I think we should start this thing up. So for the throttle, all the way turned in clockwise is all the way down to the idle. So I'm going to go up just a touch from that, and then we're going to turn the key on. We'll see all of our lights light up. We're going to wait for the glow plug light to turn off, and then we're going to crank it till it fires. Look at that. Both of these splitters are going to be down at Messick's open house in Mountjoy, Pennsylvania on February 1st. I know that this red one is sold, and I got to thank Matt for letting me use this thing out in the wood yard when it was 2 degrees last week, and I'm doing a couple other video pieces with it. It was fun to have this around to be able to do that with. While this red one is spoken for, I am not sure if this gray one is available or not at the time of this video. I know it is going to Messick's in Mountjoy, so if you're interested in this machine, I would give them a call, and I'll put their information in the description of this video. I hope this video helped explain some of the differences between our traditional 35 SHO and our box wedge 35 SHO. These have separate links on the website as well, and I'll put both of those in the description of this video. The 28 and 35 SHO have their own page, and then the 35 SHO box wedge and the 35 HDI box wedge have a shared page as well. The HDI would be our skid steer frame mounted machine. It would be all the same features as this, but not on wheels. It's on a skid that can be moved via pallet forks or a SSQA quick attach plate. If you'd like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including configuration options, tech specs, videos, dealer locator, lead times, pricing, and much more, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. You can give us a call or send us an email. I'll make sure to put all those links in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.